Under the auspices of the Knight Chief Haochen, he presides over the contract of the Squire Knight for Long Haochen and Yi Hua. As the ceremony comes to an end, Yi Hua's innate spiritual power goes from 9 to 53, which makes him no longer a good-for-nothing, and instead, he can go further along the way of martial arts and break through the level 5 knights. At this moment, the grievances that bottled up in his heart is vent out like an erupting volcano. His heart is full of joy. The unsmiling and dignified elderly man burst into tears. Visibly moved, Long Haochen stares at the tearful teacher with slightly red eyes. He's genuinely happy to help Yi Hua. After the ceremony, Long Haochen has a chance to enter the treasure pavilion to select equipment because he is in the top 10 of the selection contest. Han Yu waits at the door of Long Haochen's dormitory early in the morning. Now, he has accepted Long Haochen from the bottom of his heart. The latter's breadth of mind and bearing make him more suitable for a knight than him, and Long Haochen's way more talented than him. They chat all the way and come to the treasure pavilion of the temple. Long Haochen is received by 2 old men, one fat and one thin. The thin old man sizes Long Haochen up at the moment he sees Long Haochen. The piercing look makes Long Haochen very uncomfortable, as if he has taken something important from the old man. What Long Haochen isn't aware of is that the hale and hearty old man with sharp eyes is Kair's great-grandfather, and the master of the assassin temple, the 9th-level assassin, Sheng Yu. Sheng Yu keeps a straight face in the presence of the young man who takes his great-granddaughter away. The Knight Temple, your man's here. As he speaks, the light of the 6-pointed star array at Sheng Yu's foot sparkles, and then he suddenly raises his foot and gives a kick in Long Haochen's butt, sending the latter into the transmission array all the way to the treasure pavilion. Long Haochen, who is sent to another space, scrambles up in confusion. Puzzled as he is, he doesn't take it to heart regarding the fact that the thin old man seems to be hostile to him. Looking into the distance, he finds himself in a valley. The scenery of this space is far beyond his imagination. There are dense vegetation around, and the green scene is full of light. The sound of gurgling water and rustling insects and birds make Long Haochen feel like his soul has been washed. Welcome, my friend. A voice full of vitality suddenly sounds behind Long Haochen. Long Haochen is startled, unaware of the arrival of the old man. Looking back, he sees a dignified old man who wears a gentle smile on his face, but the aura around him intimidates Long Haochen, which makes him realize that the strength of the old man in front of him is unfathomable. I'm Yang Haochen, you can call me Grandpa Yang. The old man in the light yellow robe smiles and introduces himself. Long Haochen places his right hand on his chest and salutes the old man. Yang Haochen is Yang Wenjiao's grandfather, the leader of the Knight Temple, also a powerful Divine Seal Knight. He looks forward to Long Haochen's potential. Stroking his white beard, Yang Haochen leads Long Haochen into the deep valley where an ancient sword grave appears in front of them. Long Haochen opens his eyes in shock. The signs of age shown on the sword grave astounds him deep in his heart. This epic feeling is beyond his cognition. Is this from the glorious era? Long Haochen mutters to himself. When his eyes sweep through the middle of the sword grave, Long Haochen holds his breath, and his heart suddenly races. A long sword with divine glow enveloped lies among many ancient swords. This is a perfect lightsaber. The handle is engraved with mysterious and complex runes. Subtle breath can be detected from the lightsaber. Is this sword alive? An absurd and strange idea breeds in Long Haochen's mind. He turns his surprised eyes to Grandpa Yang, full of curiosity about the sword. Yang Haochen strokes his beard to explain that this is an equipment passed down from ancient times. The sword body contains a huge power of light, which can play a significant role in the fight, but the requirements to become the master of the lightsaber are demanding. Over the years, numerous outstanding young handsome people have wanted to become the owner of this lightsaber, but they all fail. Long Haochen is shocked as he listens to Yang Haohen's story. What kind of magic sword is this? Nobody can wake it up for thousands of years. Long Haochen gazes at the long sword covered with divine clouds, and his deep eyes show determination. Anyway, he wants to give it a shot. Taking a deep breath, Long Haochen walks slowly to the lightsaber. At the moment he holds the long sword, Long Haochen only feels a warm and bright force sweeping his whole body, nourishing every inch of his skin and every cell, bringing him a sense of kinship. At the same time, a message with a sense of time comes to his mind. Blue Rain, Lotus of Light, which is the name of this lightsaber. The magic power continuously gushes from the Lotus of Light, interweaves and merges with Long Haochen. Feeling connected, Long Haochen closes his eyes and concentrates on building the connection with this long sword. He is led to a mysterious state with his thoughts turning chaotic and confused. A trace of smile flashes across Yang Haohen's dignified face as he looks at Long Haochen. Before coming here, in fact, he wasn't sure about this. After all, One has been able to awaken this lightsaber for thousands of years, including Long Haochen's father, Long Xingyu. In the center of a pavilion, Sheng Yu knows what's happening to Long Haochen in the treasure pavilion from the image sent back from the array, and he'd like to see what kind of boy wins Kair's heart. However, when seeing Long Haochen resonating with the lotus of blue rain light, the corner of Sheng Yu's eyes twitched, and his face softens. Against his expectation, this boy could wake up the lightsaber that has been sleeping for thousands of years. He seems to understand why Kair is into him. Long Haochen, who is completely immersed in the spiritual world, does not know what the outside world is looking at him. He puts a stop to all distracting thoughts and takes in the power of light coming from the sword. As time goes by, he realizes that his connection with the lotus of blue rain light is getting more and more profound, and the light power in his body grows purer and more vigorous in the process of merging with it. It is a very long process. 3 days later, the light on Long Haochen's body is gradually fading, and he also slowly wakes up from meditation. After successful integration, Long Haochen can clearly feel the connection between himself and the sword. This lightsaber is like his partner, and the lotus of blue rain light is completely integrated into Long Haochen's body. It will only appear when Long Haochen summons it. At this time, Yang Haohen appears again. He comes specially to meet Long Haochen. The old man's eyes are full of intense heat when he looks at Yang Haohen, as if he's observing an immaculate treasure. It's from their conversation that Long Haochen gets to know that it takes 3 days for him and the sword to build the connection. The final of the demon hunting group trials will start tomorrow. Long Haochen is taken by surprise. In his mind, his integration with the lotus of blue rain light only takes a blink of an eye. After saying thanks to Yang Haohen, Long Haochen hurriedly gets up and rushes to the knight's temple. He has to prepare for the subsequent competition. He is full of tender solicitude towards Kair, afraid that she will overthink if she hasn't seen him for a few days.